it's better to have 100 people love you than to have 1,000,000 people that just sort of like you. When I came to Silicon Valley, it was all about hypergrowth and scale. And we had this instinct about trying to design for another person, but then people would say, but how would that scale? What ended up happening is you would end up editing your imagination. You'd be afraid to imagine something if you couldn't ever imagine scaling it. It's like you take the stone, which is your idea, and you start carving it down, and pretty soon all you're left with is this tiny idea. And we entered Y Combinator. Paul Graham is the founder of Y Combinator. The first day of Y Combinator, Paul Graham basically said something to us. He said, it's better to have 100 people love you than to have 1,000,000 people that just sort of like you. Because 100 people that love you will tell their friends about you, and then they'll tell their friends, and they become your marketing. And the reason that's great is because it's a lot easier to design for 100 people than 1,000,000 people. How do you know what 1,000,000 people want? It's pretty hard. But you could study one person. If you can go through the mental exercise of taking a person, designing the journey for them, exaggerating, now you've designed the perfect experience. Now you need to scale it. The process of scaling is now taking that experience, breaking it down to its component parts, and if you do that, you hopefully will eventually create something that people love.